Kia ora everyone, I'm Jenna Gonya, a Sterile Services Technician here at Wellington Regional Hospital. In this video, I'll be demonstrating how we reprocess reusable medical devices from the decontamination area through to inspection and packing, sterilizing, and all the way to dispatch to the sterile storage area. In this demonstration, I'll be using the pediatric major tray.
The decontamination area is considered a high-risk zone where used and contaminated instruments are received. It's essential to wear full personal protective equipment or PPE and to put it on and remove it correctly to prevent the spread of infection. Always remember to perform proper hand hygiene before donning your PPE. And here's the correct way to perform proper hand washing. First of all, you have to take off all your jewelries before donning your PPE. Hand hygiene using water and soap usually takes about 1 minute or about 10 seconds for each step. After proper hand washing, it's now time to wear your personal protective equipment. PPE helps minimize exposure to hazards that could cause injury or serious illnesses, especially from biological hazards such as blood and body fluids and chemical exposure from reprocessing agents. I usually start with shoe covers since they're the first to come in contact with the dirty side. Next, I put on my full body PPE, an impervious gown that protects against moisture and covers my entire torso, arms, and legs. Then, I wear a mask with built-in visor for respiratory protection and full face coverage against aerosols and splashes. Here, I'm performing a seal check by feeling for any air leaks while breathing. Finally, I put on double gloves with nitrile gloves as the inner layer and high-risk latex gloves as the outer layer for added protection. As you can see, I'm already wearing a hair cap to protect my head and prevent hair from shedding onto the instruments. And here's a quick 360 view of the full PPE I'm wearing inside the decontamination area. Now, let's start with pre-cleaning. As a safety precaution, always work on one trolley at a time and only uncover that trolley to minimize contamination. In this trolley, I'm handling several instruments, including light handles, kidney bowls, yellow dishes, and a pediatric major tray. I begin by sorting and organizing the items, selecting the instruments needed for the tray. Taking the checklist off the container helps in sorting and identifying the instruments I need for each tray. Next, I place hinged instruments on the pin to ensure proper cleaning, especially around the box hinges of forceps, scissors, and needle holders. I position them alternately so that the washer disinfectors can reach the spaces between instruments during the cycle. For heavily soiled instruments, I use a brush to scrub off debris before continuing. For rusty or discolored instruments, we use a Lila stain remover or submerge them in Medac solution to restore their shine and return them to their original color. Once everything is organized, I also arrange the loose instruments on the tray and brush them as needed. Doing a visual check and brushing is a crucial part of the pre-cleaning process because it ensures that all visible soil, debris, and organic matter are removed before the instruments are placed in the washer disinfector. This helps improve the effectiveness of automated cleaning and prevents residue from hardening or causing cross-contamination. Once everything is set and organized, I spray the instruments with water for further cleaning. This second sink where I put my instruments in is used for rinsing. Since my tray of choice includes a cannulated instrument, specifically the pool suction, I brush it using the correct size brush and then flush the cannulas with a water jet to dislodge any soil and debris. After rinsing in the second sink, I transfer the instruments to the third sink, which is our ultrasonic cleaner. Ultrasonic cleaners are designed to remove soil from hard-to-reach crevices. They work by generating microscopic bubbles that implode, a process which is called cavitation, which lifts and suspends dirt in the cleaning solution. At this stage, the instruments have completed pre-cleaning, and I'm now placing the trays on the trolley. Cannulated instruments are positioned in special accessories to ensure their lumens are properly cleaned. Once the trolley is full but not overloaded, the instruments are transferred to our washer disinfectors for thorough washing and disinfection. Proper PPE doffing is as important as donning to prevent infection. I start by removing my shoe covers while still wearing gloves. Then, I take off my gown and outer gloves together, touching only the inside surfaces. Next, I remove the inner glove by sliding a finger inside the clean area, balling both gloves together. Finally, I remove my mask by lifting the bottom strap first, then the top. I finish, of course, with hand hygiene to ensure full protection. Now we move to the packing area to set up the same tray. Here, the only PPE I'm wearing is a hair cap, and before starting tray setting, I perform hand hygiene using an alcohol-based sanitizer. Now we can begin tray setting. Visual inspection is a vital step before packaging, so proper lighting and a magnification aid if needed is important to check each instrument carefully. Consulting the tray checklist ensures the tray is complete and contains all the necessary instruments. Finally, make sure everything is organized neatly inside the tray for proper handling and sterilization. For hinged instruments, we use an instrument pin to organize them inside the tray. Inspection involves checking each instrument for cleanliness, especially the hinges and tips, and ensuring proper functionality. If needed, I apply a light oil spray to lubricate the instruments, such as with these sponge forceps. Visual inspection is essential, especially for cannulated instruments where the lumen can be seen through. I even use an air gun to double-check that the lumens of the pool suction are completely clean. I finish setting up by including a Type 5 internal integrating indicator. This indicator is designed to respond to all critical process variables, which are temperature, time, and the presence of steam. It provides assurance that the sterilization cycle conditions have been met. When setting up the rigid container, I make sure the filters are properly attached and the tamper evidence devices are secured to maintain sterility and integrity of the contents after sterilization. Proper labeling of each tray is important, and we include the tray checklist. The checklist is secured using Type 1 indicator tape, which changes color after sterilization. This makes it easy to distinguish between unprocessed and processed items. Here's an additional clip showing how we set up sharp instruments. Each instrument is placed in a protector tip to prevent injury and maintain safety during handling and sterilization. Next, we move to sterilization, where the only PPE required is a hair cap. At this stage, manual handling is important, including lifting, lowering, pushing, and carrying instruments. A helpful tip is to pull the sterilizer trolley closer to the packed instruments to reduce strain. Always maintain proper posture, avoid twisting or leaning, bend at knees rather than the waist or back, and keep the load close to your body. Another important aspect of sterilization is loading the sterilizer. Do not overload the trolley and make sure trays are properly arranged. Wrapped items should always be placed on top of pouched instruments, and rigid containers should never be placed on top of wrapped or pouched items. Here, I am scanning the contents of the trolley for proper tracking. I label the trolley with its sterilizer batch number for identification and include a process challenge device, which is a GKE indicator used to test for Bowidic performance. And now, it's time to load the trolley into the steam sterilizer for the sterilization cycle. After loading, I push the trolley to the other side where the sterilized loads will come out after the cycle. Always lock the wheels to prevent accidents or injuries. When the cycle is complete, I first check the printout to confirm the correct batch number and sterilization parameters. I wear heat-resistant gloves to protect myself from the hot trolley and instruments. After unloading, I park the trolley on the cooling side to allow the instruments to cool before they are dispatched to inventory. This usually takes about 30 minutes for cool down. Here's a demonstration of me checking all the sterilized loads for integrity, ensuring there is no moisture, damaged wraps, or compromised trays before they are dispatched. As part of the load release process, I check the GKE indicator to confirm it has changed from yellow to black, indicating a passed Bowidic test. I also review the critical information on the printout, including the sterilizer number, cycle number and type, and sterilization and drying temperatures to ensure the cycle was successful. Finally, I sign my name on both the printout and the load release form for accountability. The printout is attached to the load release form. And here I'm just unloading the load from the database for proper documentation and tracking. Moving on to the next stage, sterile storage, where all sterile items are kept. As the dispatcher, it is my responsibility to double-check the parameters on the printout and inspect the cooled loads for integrity. After confirming everything is correct, I sign as the second signature for accountability. Here's a demonstration of me dispatching the load from the cool-down area to be transferred to sterile storage. Our department is protected from unauthorized entry by this roll-up door. This ensures that staff cannot take instruments, whether sterilized or not, unless they have been properly dispatched to sterile storage. Here's a quick view of our sterile storage area, where all items are considered sterile. While a hair cap is the only PPE required, hands must always be clean and contact between instruments and the body should be minimized. When moving loads, always lock the trolley wheels first for safety purposes. Here's a clip showing that the spaces in sterile storage are adequate for safe and proper movement and navigation. Now, it's time to place our sterilized pediatric major tray in its proper location. First, I carefully move the shelves to create enough space for me when I lay down the tray. I check again that the indicator tape and the indicator in the rigid container have changed color to confirm the tray has undergone sterilization. After placing the tray, I verify the dates and position the newest tray at the leftmost and frontmost spot to ensure proper stock rotation. To finish this demonstration, here are some clips of our sterile storage area showing that the shelves and drawers are clearly labeled for easy identification. Heavy wrap trays are placed on top of trays to maintain sterility and prevent holes and damages. Staff can also easily locate trays because they are organized according to theater, and there's a catalog book listing instruments with their respective shelf locations. After unloading the sterilized loads in sterile storage, I return the anti-trolley to the sterilization area. This area is a keycard access only zone to prevent unauthorized entry. Finally, I lock the wheels to avoid any accidents or injuries. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching!